on today's video, Mulan is out in the global version of Rise of Kingdoms. And in this video, we're gonna first of all summon her up and then go over all her skills, her talents, where you get the sculptures, and everything you need to know about this game-changing commander. That is right, she is going to become a crucial part of warring in Rise of Kingdoms. And I can tell you this, some folks are trying to figure out how to fit her in a murder ball in 5 marches. That is right, there's a lot to talk about her, so sit back, smash a like on the video. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Mulan is out, my goodness gracious. Yeah, I did not expect this. I did not see this coming, and boy, she's gonna change Rise of Kingdoms very, very, very much so. You'll see why in a moment. Before we start though, I am a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms. If you enjoy the content, slap a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get a notification every time I upload a new video, and of course, don't forget to join our Discord, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. Anyway, we've been fighting for like 20 hours straight. Finally, that KVK in 541 has come to kind of a conclusion. There's a lot to talk about that, and we will talk about that Lost Kingdom in a future video. But for now, Mulan is here. An integration peacekeeping support commander, Mulan is coming into Rise of Kingdoms as a legendary commander that is looking to disrupt the way Rise of Kingdoms works. As of right now, the meta, the most effective tactic available in Rise of Kingdoms was 5 marches, damage. You have all these beautiful legendary commanders that you've spent a lot of sculptures on, and they're so powerful. And there have been still commanders with the ability to support the open field in a very meaningful way, as well as rallies in a very, very meaningful way. Someone like Constantine, for example, is someone who, for the next 5 minutes, reduces the target attack for 40% and reduces the damage taken by this commander's troops to all nearby allies all the way up to 10%. You can literally get 10% damage reduction by simply Constantine being near you. And so Constantine was also one of these commanders that is a huge support commander. Joan of Arc is one of those classic ones, but in Joan of Arc's case, she ups the specific stats of specific types of troops: health for infantry, defense for cavalry, and attack for archers. So there have been commanders in the past that were this capable. However, Joan of Arc being an epic commander it doesn't mean that the epic commanders are not bad commanders, right? Epic commanders are great, and I've seen a lot of them being used in Lost Kingdoms all the way to the latest Lost Kingdom season at the greatest and biggest kingdoms in the game. But the tendency tends to be folks try to go for the legendaries as much as possible because they do have a much higher edge than the epic ones. This is the first time a legendary commander has come in as a support commander that is also a peacekeeping commander that will pretty much pair up in a stupendously good way with someone like Constantine, for example. And let's go over his skills and understand a little bit more why she is so crucial. We're starting off with Filial PT. I don't know how to read these. You guys always know how leave me a comment down below, tell me how I read these. I don't know. Troop led by this commander and allies within a circular area of effect. Gain 5% increase attack, defense, and health, plus march speed of 5% as well. And that goes up to 15% attack, defense, and health. March speed up to 25%. Now, she has no troop type. Any type of troop type gets these buffs, and 15% attack, defense, and health. That is 45% extra stats on everybody nearby. This commander at a 5-1-1-1 is just one of the dumbest legendary commanders out there when it comes to being super effective to support your allies and friends, or your alliance mates, better said. And so here's the deal. A lot of folks are saying, oh, this is a free-to-play's dream. This is the free-to-play legendary commander sculpture everybody's been waiting for, right? Not really. We'll talk about that momentarily. But she is also stupendously good for even the top-tier paying players in Rise of Kingdoms. If you're someone who's launching an Untitled Chapter rally and you want your Untitled Chapter to be that extra edge, you're going to want to have a march of Mulan nearby to buff you up. Now, of course, your alliance mates can do that as well, but if you're someone who's independent, who does your own thing, you want to have all the available weaponry in the game, she, at a 5-1-1-1 at least, is a must. I'm actually really, really happy about her, but she has a very, very big problem, and we'll talk about that momentarily. And that problem is one that I kind of feel bad about, but we'll get there. Be a man. I guess that's a quote, maybe? Well, technically she wants to. Anyway, damage taken while surrounded is reduced by 1%. So damage reduction of 5% when being surrounded. That essentially means that if she's swarmed, she's going to survive a little bit longer. Counterattack have a 20% chance to reduce the target's rage by 20 all the way up to 100, but this effect can only be triggered every 5 seconds. So in a world where it takes you, let's say 10 rounds to get a full skill out, activated skill out, at a max level, 20% chance, if you get stupendously lucky, you can get 200 rage off of some march, and that'll help you survive 1 or 2 more rounds potentially for them to gain more rage and then blow it up. So this is cool. This skill is more meant for her safety, for her surviving while being on the field more than anything else. As they predicted, of course, she's going to get swarmed like crazy. This would be the unfortunate peacekeeping skill. It kind of disappoints me. It really does, because 95% experience bonus is actually nuts, but realistically, anyone who is going to get here, even the 15% is nice and everything, but I don't really see the use of experience at this point. Like in this specific account, on the jumper account, I definitely agree. I very much agree that there needs to be that I need the experience tomes of knowledge, right? But in here, I'm like, listen, I've been on this game for a little while now, and honestly, I have enough of these tomes of knowledge for as many as commanders as I can think of. I think there's like a 158 million experience in here, another like a ton of it. There's a lot in here, and so I don't see a need for experience, honestly, and it kind of disappoints me. I would have rather seen half of that amount or even a third of that amount in barbarian damage than experience, but that's me personally. Her final skill is One of a Kind General. It's a passive skill as well, for the record. All of these are passive skills with the exception of the first one being an active skill. That's a standard in Rise of Kingdoms. One of a Kind General increases the attack by 10%. When serving as a secondary commander, her using active skill causes the target to take a 10% increased damage from all sources for 3 seconds. What does this mean? It means that, first of all, you're going to get an attack bonus all the way up to 20%, which is actually nutty. And when she's a secondary commander, which we're looking at her being a secondary commander based on this skill, you don't want to have a full skill not working, you're going to get a damage reduction increase by 20%, but a damage taken increase, apologies, not reduction. And that's from all targets. That means that the damage, and from my understanding of what this means, and I asked Lilith this, we'll get an answer about that, and I'll let you know on stream what I found out. Essentially, everybody nearby who is hitting this target is also going to cause 20% more damage, which means that theoretically, rallying something and then hitting it with a what's her face? With a Mulan march, Constantine Mulan march with like lower level troops that you are okay with losing can actually cause your rally to be stupendously stronger. Think about Attila Takeda with 15% extra health, attack, and defense, and add to that another 20% damage taken on that rally. That rally's gonna melt people. I mean, I don't even know how we got to this point. She is nutty. And when she's expertise, you don't gain 15% of each skill, of each stat, you gain 20. So 60% stats and then another 30% increased march speed. I mean, and for 1 more second instead of 2 seconds for 3. That means for 1 more round. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She is nuts. She's a must. She's a must. She gave life to Constantine on the open field, because Constantine was decent on the open field before. I've seen Constantine Jones before, but a lot of folks don't see really the full benefit out of a Constantine Jones march, which I agree with. you probably can do better doing more damage per se. However, with her being a secondary, Constantine Mulan is very, very nutty. Very, 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 very nutty pair. And I'm super stoked to try her out and fit her in my system somehow. In KVK yesterday, we had the opportunity to take pain from her. Constantine Mulan open field march was hitting the flag that we were defending while an Untitled Chapter rally was hitting. And let me tell you this, that thing, if it used to be a bulldozer before, if it used to be like a D8 before, now we're talking about a D10 plus plus plus. Those of you who know what that means, cool. If you don't know what a D10, D8 are, go Google them. They're not bulldozers, right? But anyway, I don't know. I think I'm calling it right now. I think she's gonna get nerfed. I think they got a little bit carried away with her. She's just making Untitled Chapter that much stupendously better. And what are you gonna do? Does her skill affect garrisons? Does her skill affect cities? I asked this to Lilith, and hopefully they'll give me an answer fairly soon. But if it affects garrison, then now, well, while you're garrisoning, you also need to have a Mulan nearby, because your rally will rallying you will probably have a Mulan nearby, and she became just a complete must. Honestly, I'm baffled by her, and here is her problem. She's a gold key commander. She's coming into the tavern at the end of the event from which you get her. The way you get this commander, in case you haven't been able to get her yet for some weird reason, all you got to do is this complete? Is it complete the plan? No. Which one was it? A legendary heroine. And yeah, I haven't done any of it yet. We got 2 weeks to get it done. And once you've logged in during the event, you click and you got her. That's it. Easy peasy. Writer of history. Heck yeah. That's why I haven't summoned her yet. After the video, I will summon and buy the Writer of history, or else I'll forget, chat. And if I forget, rest in peace, 10 sculptures. Lilith sent a mail out saying that she is going to be a gold commander in, I believe at the end of this event, she's going to be added into the tavern. And once she's added into the tavern, well, it's gold key time, and hope and pray that we can get some of her. Thankfully, I have 792 of them. We do use them for Liver War Wednesdays. In case you haven't been on a Wednesday stream before, it's Liver War Wednesdays, and you definitely want to come check it out. We should be opening gold keys, hopefully. And so we got gold keys in here. We got gold keys on the jumper. We're going to try to open a few and get her out there and leveled up. Unfortunately, though, I feel bad for one man, and that is my friend MF, because he was holding on to his 13,000 gold keys for such a long time. And we've had conversations back and forth for a very long while about, like, saving them for a little bit longer and things like that. That 13,000 gold keys video I made, you can check it out in the channel. It wasn't supposed to come out now. It was supposed to come out way back when the first video that MF sent me came out. I actually got in touch with him because he had 13,000 gold keys and he wanted to share that footage. But as we got into conversations, for me, it's great content. Of course, open the keys. But he asked, what do you think? Should I do it now? Should I not? I told him that I think that there's going to be more commanders coming out of gold keys at some point in the nearer future, that I would say, as much as I'd love to get the content, I'd say hold on to them for a little bit longer. And he did, until Mrs. Matilda came out, and he's like, okay, F this. He opened them all, and now, here we are at the fact that you need gold keys to expertise. Mulan. Is she worth the legendary commander sculptures? I don't know. I really don't. I've seen on the field yesterday 2 Mulans, 1-5-1-1-1, and 1-5 and like a few other. Like, I think she was like 5-2-1-2, something like that. Like, she was a little bit more than 5-1-1-1. And I'm guessing people put sculptures into her or had a lot of gold keys that got them there. But in that case, that would have been like 100 sculptures or something like that. I would say that getting her first skill leveled up, which is 50 sculptures, could be worth it if you're pressed for fighting support. If you're not pressed for fighting support, I would wait a little bit longer. Every day you get a new gold key. If you get a little bit lucky, you might end up with 10 Mulan sculptures out of the gold key, which will get you a full skill in the beginning, right? I'm not going to touch her for now. both of my accounts are currently on the cooldown from fighting KVKs, and so I can just chill and build up my gold keys, get those open, get this commander leveled up the natural way, and then if I need to, I'd put sculptures into her. I'm not recommending to anyone whether or not you should or you shouldn't put sculptures into her for the one main reason, and that is, what are you planning to do? What kind of a player are you? What kind of a spendage do you do? How many sculptures do you have? And all that good stuff. If you're someone who buys the 20 gold keys every week, then you could, right? Theoretically, you could. A bunch of people with a bunch of gold keys, gold commander sculptures just sitting around, right? It all depends on what you want to do. But if you say, I feel like being a support march, having a support march, I feel like I can contribute to my alliance with 50 sculptures very, very easily. I agree. Definitely. What do you all think about her? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Appreciate it. If you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get a notification every time I upload a new video. And for the record, support tree all the way. Get away from the siege. You probably want to get away from the siege. I would. This is the you don't. I don't think you really want this siege units really. This Ethelflaed is all sorts of broken. This Ethelflaed is all sorts of broken. But support tree all the way through and through would be pretty neat. Also add a little bit of this in there. It would be pretty neat. But that's about. I would leave that. And then you want the peacekeeping side, of course, if you're going to use her as a peacekeeper, and then go towards your integration department. And I'm sure you can find where to drop a couple of extra skill points on a talent points on integration, but I mean, I wouldn't max out her peacekeeping tree. Just go all the way to the bottom, those two areas right there, full support tree without the siege, and then go integration for some other points based on how you use her. I'll see you all sooner rather than later. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a good one. Take care. Peace.